Hey,
We're going.
Tommy.
Hey, sorry, I was a little late. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. No worries at all. How's your Friday going?
Yeah, it's been hectic, but we're hanging in there. It's been kind of a wild week, just traveling all over. But yeah, we'll jump right into it.
Oh,
Nora, you're the head of Castle Island Track Club. So my first question is, who do you think is going to be president in 2028?
oh, I don't know.
All right, all right. I thought I had to ask. It's on everyone's mind. Uh, All right. So I'd love to hear your story. Like, how did you start the club? Did you join it as its leader later? Like, kind of take me through what it looked like.
Yeah, I started Castle Island Track Club. I think it was 2024. Yeah, summer of 2024. In July, it actually started off as an idea to create an unsanctioned road race that I was organizing actually with my physical therapist, who helped me come back from an injury at the time, Brian Lotempio, who's really helped me a lot. He has his own run club as well and has his own practice for physical therapy. But I pitched him an idea on creating an unsanctioned road race revolved around going from Castle Island Brewery in Southie around the actual Castle Island, which is it's a 10K loop, the whole thing. And the goal is that the winners of the race would be king and queen of the castle. That
I love
unsanctioned,
it. It's great.
yeah, unsanctioned essentially just means there's no road closures, there's no bibs, there's no actual way to track your time except unless you do it on your own. But that first initial event brought in 150 people just from like word of mouth and getting connected with other run club leaders. After that, I had some other ideas as far as events that I wanted to do. And then it just slowly trickled into, okay, I should probably create a run club for this. Um, and started hosting monthly events. We're not like a run club that does weekly runs, except now I started one for training for Boston, but more a run club that hosts once a month events that are themed. And it became a way for me to fundraise for the Boston Marathon in April of 2025. So through that run club, I was able to essentially raise $10,000 for a charity called Good Sports for Boston. So it's just continued, and I have a lot of fun doing it. But yeah, started in July 2024.
Wow. Okay, that's so cool. So I
Yeah.
usually when communities like this start, it's more like team first, but it's so interesting that it was event first. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's really cool. And then so how many people have joined since then, since you've started doing the weekly run and such?
Yeah, the weekly run itself is definitely on the lower end of attendance, mostly because it's 6:30 a.m. on a Monday, and it's the middle of winter in Boston, so it's pretty cold. But as far as the events go, I typically have closer to about 100 runners who come especially when it's nice out. There's this one run that I host in September called Southie Run Club Social that brings in a bunch of different run clubs in the area. And the past 2 years, it's brought in about 250 runners, with this most recent year being sponsored by Lululemon and at the Lululemon in the Seaport here in Boston.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh
Yeah.
wow, cool. So where did the passion for it's event driven, right? That would be fair to say. Where
Yeah.
did that passion come from? I mean, you're amazing at it, it sounds like. Like what I guess take me through like your running journey. Like when did you start? Like just tell me the story of Nora.
Yeah. I started running. I guess I've been a bit of a runner my whole life as far as I played sports growing up.
Mhm.
I did cross country very briefly, but mostly was doing other sports. And the sports that I did play, I was typically one of the faster runners. I just like enjoyed it. I just liked being first when it came to running. And then when I went to college, my freshman year roommates ran track in high school and were training for a half marathon freshman year of college. I watched the half marathon. At the time, I had been doing maybe 1 mile a day, if anything, and I was pretty motivated, inspired by the half marathon and their journey to get to that. So, kind of started latching on to my roommates' runs. It started to become a way for as a way to like be goal oriented in college and have specific goals that I wanted to hit, something to do with my free time. Um, By the time I graduated college, I had run, I think it was 3 or 4 half marathons in my first marathon, my senior year of college. And it just kind of continued trickling from there. And now I've run 6 marathons. And then the run club side of it was when I moved up to Boston about 5 years ago. I joined a crew of runners who were training for Chicago and various other racers, various other races. And I hadn't really run with people that much before, but it became very social for me. It was a way to hold me accountable during the weekday, especially like a Wednesday morning at 6:30 in the morning. And I really enjoyed that, there was a group of people that had mutual interests in me as I did. A lot of them also like to ski, so that was really cool to have that connection as well. And from there, it just trickled into I wanted to have ownership of my own run club, and I really enjoy having something outside of what I do for my 9 to 5 to keep me motivated and keep me sort of entertained in another interest and hobby.
I love it. Oh man. So for some reason, I just assumed you were from Boston. Where are you from?
New Jersey, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. What
yeah.
part?
I'm from like North Jersey, so it's like I'm, not too far from New York City. Um,
Gotcha.
so yeah,
You
not
don't you don't have that South Jersey like Delconian accent, like sup, bro.
yeah,
You're
I
like,
definitely don't have anything close to a New Jersey accent, I think. Luckily. So
I once roomed with a guy who's from South Jersey, and like everything was we're going out tonight, bro, and that's how it is. And I'm like, oh no, not with your voice. We're not. I'm staying home.
yeah, you either get somewhat of like a Staten Island type accent or like a South Jersey accent, and both of them are pretty harsh sounding and
It definitely sounds like they punch people, but they probably are nice people, but it sounds
yeah.
like they hit people.
I'll always be Jersey strong, so I definitely like will try to protect it from the hate that it gets.
Oh, okay. It's like I'm spewing right now. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Jersey's great. Homedale Park, nice place. Love Jersey. So you said you've done 6 marathons. That's so dope. What ones have you done? What's been your favorite? What's been the one you found the most challenging?
So my first one was the Newport Marathon in Rhode Island. That was the one I did my senior year of college. I still think that that was the hardest one I've done. Maybe because it was my first, but it also had a ton of hills from mile 15 on, and it was low spectator course. And yeah, I mean, I just it was bare bones with the amount of running gear that I had at the time. And then I did Providence Marathon 2021, and then Chicago, New York, Boston, and Honolulu. So
Oh,
yeah,
you
um,
stepped it up the last four. Jesus. Like,
yeah,
which also like no shade to the first two you mentioned, Newport and Providence, like great races, like really awesome communities.
yeah,
But then you just go from that to like the world majors, and
yeah.
that's wow. So out of the three world majors, what were your takeaways from each?
Yeah, well, Chicago it's been my PR. It still is my PR. I think because it was my first introduction to the World Majors, I was so excited about the crowd that was there. I had never been to Chicago either, and I didn't really know anybody in Chicago at the time. But it was a flat course. It's typically cool around that time of year. It's in October. And it was around, I think, 45 degrees, and it was just like a perfect day. So perfect introduction to the world majors. New York City was what I like to call my hometown race, having family in both New York and New Jersey. It was cool because it felt like every part of the race I was able to see people from my entire life, whether it be from people I went to preschool with, did recreational sports with, to people I went to college and work with. So it was amazing having that along the way. Definitely a really tough course, and I bonked pretty much at mile 8. But I
Ooh,
still had fun along the way.
early to Blanc. Jesus. Oh my
Early to
God.
bonk. Yeah. I think like the late start times and the logistics of getting over to Staten
Oh yeah.
Island definitely made it difficult. And then Boston was amazing. I trained for Boston as a mindset of let's go have fun. This is the city I've lived in for 5 years. It's where I've made all my running friends from. I know a ton of people that are running this. So along the way, I was running with people that I'd been training with and just bumping into people along the whole course. And it was cool because it was just one road, basically, a straight shot. And there's not really like a loop, and there's not really like not too many twists and turns until like the end. And you go from 45 an hour outside of the city, and it's just the suburbs, and then you go and you're passing Fenway all of a sudden, and you are going through Boylston Street, and it was just the coolest energy to start from Hopkinton and then move your way into the city. So all of them are great. I really think that maybe New York was probably the hardest of them all, but they all brought different crowds and different course views and different challenges along the way.
That's awesome. That's so dope. And then Honolulu, is it considered the friendliest marathon? I think, right?
I don't know. I would say it was like very friendly. It's also
All
the
right.
fourth largest in
It'd
the
be funny if you were like, no, they were not friendly. I got there, they spit in my face.
yeah.
All
There
right,
was a
cool.
big aloha spirit, I'll say, so along the
All
way.
right, right on. What made you want to do Honolulu?
I have a friend who lives out in Hawaii, and she had run it in 2024. Yeah, 2024. And she just reached out to me and was like, I want you to come visit me in Hawaii, and I'm going to sign you up for the Honolulu Marathon with the locals only discount that she had. And it was right when I was training for Boston. So I really didn't want to run two marathons in one year, but it ended up being fine, and I had a ton
Sure.
of fun along the way. It was a hot race, very humid, and starts at 5 a.m. So that presented other challenges that I haven't had before.
Oh, that's so early. Oh my gosh. What's next for you? Are you running Boston this year?
I'm gonna be running Berlin in September. I got
That's
into
right.
the
That you told
lottery.
me that on the phone.
Yeah,
Let's go. That's so
yeah.
exciting.
I'm really excited about that. I guess yeah, it'll be my first international marathon and fourth of the majors. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Let's go. That's awesome. You're like they're constantly adding more onto the majors. You're like, come on, I'm getting closer. Don't do this.
I know it's definitely brutal, but the charity that I work closely with, that I've raised money for two races, they also mentioned possibly Tokyo in 2027. So we'll see. Trying to catch up as fast as I can with all the
Let's
races.
let's go. And apologies if you said it already. What is the charity you work with?
So I work with a charity called Good Sports. The way I would describe them is essentially like a middleman between like a big name sports brand such as like Nike and Under Armour and Adidas and New Balance, and then a local like recreational like Boys and Girls Club or like Girls on the Run, which is ways for kids to get into sports at no or little cost. And oftentimes those I guess charities or like companies or whatever, oftentimes don't have the equipment necessary for kids to go out and play sports. So Good Sports helps connect those big brands with those other organizations to get kids the equipment that they need, which is pretty cool. And I can definitely connect with that message. I've been lucky to have been able to play sports while I was growing up and get the equipment that I needed. So getting kids who don't have the ability to get that equipment, to get to go out and play sports and connect with other kids and have that motivation and goals to get better is pretty easy to connect to. And I definitely am happy that to be a part of that message.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's awesome. And yeah, definitely important, especially in like lower income areas where it's really hard to get here. What sports did you play growing up? Because it wasn't running, you said, right?
Yeah, I like briefly did cross country, but I was pretty hyper focused on getting good at basketball, and I didn't end up playing anything in college, but I had played basketball pretty much all year round. I played field hockey, so those were the two that I played in high school. And then lacrosse and soccer and all other random type of sports that when I was younger. So but field hockey and basketball were my main focuses growing up.
Right on. All right. Good
Yeah.
deal. So you've been in Boston 5 years. You're operating your community to quasi social, but also event uh, organization, let's call it. What's been your experience with like the Boston running culture? Like if somebody said, "Hey, I'm coming to Boston. I love running." Like what's it like? Where should I go? What should I see? Like, what's the vibe like? Like, what do you tell
I think that traditionally Boston has a bad rep of saying that people are not nice up here and that people are kind of like closed off. But I say to anybody that is interested in coming to Boston or interested in moving here that people are actually really kind and so open to making new friends here. Um, I live in a part of Boston. It's called South Boston. There's a few different. There's probably about five or six, maybe more, run clubs in this area. People are really motivated around the Boston Marathon, and it's a way that the whole city comes together. And because of the way the city comes together for that, I think a lot of folks have been inspired by other runners, which has created this energy of everybody wants to run marathons and everybody wants to connect that way. Every run club that I have showed face at maybe once or twice or every week, you can easily walk up to somebody and introduce yourself and you'll run with them for, let's say, 3 miles and get to know them on a better level and probably add them onto Strava and see them again the next week. So I've not been in a situation where I feel like anybody's unkind or it's exclusive in any kind of way up here in Boston. And there's a lot of opportunities to get out the door and join. There's probably a run club for every day of the week. So it's pretty cool that you can just go ahead and join a run club in any part of the city.
That's awesome. Yeah, so my experience, especially like working with you, which I we'll talk about in a sec, but like also like outreaching to other run clubs is like it's surprise like not surprising in a negative way to Boston, but just it's so outgoing and like, oh my God, you're doing this thing. Like, yes, we want to be part of it. And that's really awesome. Like, so we're working together. I'm coming to Boston next month doing my Laugh and Run show, which I do all over the country. And we do a group run before and then stand up and have some local Boston comics and then headlining, doing it at Castle Island Brewing. And like, I think there's only like 20 seats left. And it's just because people are like, what? Like, this is cool. Like, jumping on it. It's awesome. And people are so nice. Um, you and I are working together, but you're leading the charge on this for the show is on February 12th, 2 days before Valentine's Day. I'd love for you to talk about like kind of what you had in mind for that run and like what's going to be kind of unique about it.
Yeah. So last year with the run club, I did what I called like a Cupid shuffle. And I think it's funny because I feel like a lot of run clubs, when I think about why people join them, it's oftentimes to make new friends or occasionally find a partner in life. And so when I did the Cupid shuffle last year, I had three different types of glow sticks for folks to put on while we ran because we were running in the dark. Of course, it's the middle of the winter. And one glow stick represented if you were single, wanting to talk to somebody. One was it's complicated, which to be honest, if you're wearing that type of glow stick, maybe you should make a decision on that. And then
All right.
the third was I am in a relationship and hopefully that person in the relationship is there as well. But the whole goal is it's kind of funny, it's kind of gimmicky, and I know that there's other run clubs that do that. But with the Laugh and Run show, I'm hoping that we can create like this opportunity, this community, an opportunity for folks to come and enjoy the run, make new friends, or maybe meet a future partner and come and have some laughs after. So that's really what I'm hoping that will be the case for that event.
Yeah, me too, absolutely. And then they can figure out if they still like the person based on what they're laughing at. If they're laughing together, it's great. If one's laughing and one isn't, probably not going to work out. So
Exactly.
no, it's great. I'm so excited to do the show with you, and it's
Mhm.
been yeah, I'm hyped to come. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Um, one thing, so it's so funny. Like I'm learning more about you and the group as well. The
Mhm.
show is at Castle Island Brewing Company. I just always assumed wrongfully that the the brewery kind of started the group, but that's not the case. How did you get connected with the brewery? Were you like, oh my God, we have the same name? Like what happened?
Yeah, the name actually kind of came later. I didn't, I like basically the company that I work for, we work closely with restaurants, and I had been in a role where I was actively reaching out to restaurants like every day. And I really like how close-knit the restaurant scene is in Boston, and especially in South Boston. And I thought of when I was trying to think of this event, I was like, what could be a space that, I can create a relationship with that would be good to host, let's say, hypothetically, 300 runners if that came about.
Right.
And when I was thinking about Castle Island that we would run around in the park in South Boston, Castle Island Brewery just kind of made sense to me as far as like the venue and the name being attached to the park here in South Boston. Um, I reached out to them just sort of by emailing them and pitching them the idea that I had about King of the Castle, that unsanctioned road race. They
Right.
were all in on it. They mentioned that their second location in Norwood, Massachusetts, already had like a lot of running events, and they wanted to continue that in Southie. So it was kind of an easy pitch in a way, where, I had already had the idea and they were looking to start like a run club of sorts or running events of sorts. So maybe it was just perfect timing. I don't know, but they're very kind. I love the relationship that I have with the team over there. They're pretty motivated on ideas as well. And the one of the owners actually is a big time runner and also has run Boston and a few other marathons. So it's pretty cool to have that type of relationship with them.
Totally, yeah. They've been absolutely awesome to talk to. I've been working mainly with Liam, but great people all around. So it's been
Yeah.
good. That's awesome. It's so funny how things work too. Maybe the stars align for you, just like it will for people who come to the thing that are single. And that what I hope doesn't happen is somebody's wearing a relationship glow stick and then also a single one. It's like, that's grimy. Let's stay away from that guy.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what I'm saying. I don't think that people should be in a it's complicated relationship, but
yeah,
it is
well,
what it is.
to each their own. I see my mom show up. I'm like, what do you mean it's complicated? What's going on?
Exactly. We want to avoid that situation at all costs.
Um, this is great. Thanks again for taking the time. How can people join your group if they're in the area? Like, is there a fee? Do they just reach out to you? Like, how do they go about that?
Yeah, I there's no like you actually can just not have any type of social media or need to join anything like in particularly formally. There is a Strava group and there's an Instagram page. I'm pretty bad about posting on the Instagram page, to be quite honest, but if folks want to come to events, they're oftentimes posted on Strava more than they're posted on our Instagram.
All
But
right.
there's
Follow you
usually
on Strava.
yeah,
All
Strava is
right.
probably I like prefer using Strava over Instagram in general, because sometimes Instagram has a lot of noise on it. But
Sure.
yeah, I think Strava's best bet, and yeah, just kind of showing up and having a good time.
Awesome. I love it. I love it so much. So as we get kind of towards the end of the show here, we do like a fun lightning round. I just feel like it's a fun way to get to know people. It has nothing to do with running. So I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. We can
Okay.
go in as much depth or you want or as little depth. So, first question, Nora, do you believe in aliens?
No,
No, hard no. All right, tell
or
me,
no,
tell me
no.
more. Why a hard no?
I I just don't think. Well, I guess it depends on the when someone says like, "Do you believe in aliens?" It also depends on the definition of what you think alien is. Is it just like life on another, like an existence of potential life on another planet, like a cell, or is it like full on like the
Right.
green aliens that we see online? So
Gotcha.
my definition is the ones that we see in movies, and I don't believe that those exist. So.
All right, right on. I keep it very open-ended on purpose because I just want to see where people's heads go to.
Mhm.
And yeah, so okay, right on, fair enough. So basically, it sounds like the simplified possibility, but not necessarily sentient life.
Exactly,
All right,
exactly.
totally fair. I feel like I'm gonna know the answer to this question too, that based on that answer. Very practical, very northern Boston answer.
Yeah.
Do you, do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Okay,
You
well
probably thought I
now
was going to say
well
no.
that's insane then. You can't be like no to alien, but yes to ghosts. All right,
Well,
tell me more.
I think that there can be energies in like the life that we're in now that come from past life of people who lived on the planet. So I think that in
Okay.
that sense, there could be ghosts.
Okay,
So
got you. So not like in the like Casper
yeah.
sense, but energies.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, energy can't be or energy. What is it? The I have a very basic understanding of it, but maybe it is energy. It's can't be created or destroyed necessarily, or it can't be. I'm gonna shut up. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a
I'm not a
smart man.
scientist.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling things off of what I just randomly believe.
All right, sounds good. Well, we're speaking of beliefs. Here's a fun one.
Okay.
Um, what do you think happens when we die?
Oh my God. We go to heaven, hopefully. That's what I
All right,
believe.
right on, right on, right on. Do you think it's also just so you know, like I will cut anything that you're uncomfortable with. So I do want to say that, like, please don't feel like this is a you're on the spot now. But do you
Okay.
think it's is it biblical heaven? Is it something unimaginable? Like, what do you think it is?
Uh, a combination of both. I don't have a set answer. I think that I just hope that we move into a better place where we are not stuck in hell. I don't know.
All right, sounds good. That's that's like an optimistic, pessimistic thing. I just like you're like I just hope it's not shitty. That's all I
Yeah,
hope.
exactly. Yeah, I don't know what's out there. Well, I guess we'll find out.
All right, right on. I love it. Dog or cat person?
Dog. I have my
Dog.
dog Shay. Yeah,
All right.
back at home in New Jersey.
All right. Any leeway for cats or just hard dog, no cats?
No cats. No, no
Nora,
cats.
I was vibing with you till now. I dogs are great. Cats are all right. Why no cats?
I am because I feel like because I'm so active, I need a type of pet that is pretty active with me, and that'll get me out the door. And you don't walk cats, do you?
I yeah, but you're not if you're mentally well. So it's
Okay.
yeah, I do, but I'm like walking my cats. I'm walking by with a dog. Like, the hell are you doing? I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's the main point I have on that, probably. I wouldn't say it's just because of the animal itself, but more because of my lifestyle.
I think that's fair. I'm kind of the opposite, where I'm like I'm on the road so much. Like my wife is
Mhm.
home a lot, but a dog requires so much energy and attention. And yeah, you should take it out running. And I'm like I just got home uh like late last night, so yeah.
Yeah.
Totally fair. I love it. All right. Well, anything that you would like to promote, I was whether it's your Strava, your Instagram, if you have a change of heart in this call, anything at all, anything coming up. Um, the if you're doing your charity bid for Berlin, if you want to promote that, just you have the floor.
Nothing in particular to, I guess, promote it. If anybody's interested in looking into good sports and wants to donate to the cause and, definitely appreciates helping kids around the country get access to sports equipment, I would say that that's the best bet. My boyfriend's actually running Boston for good sports, so I can drop his link, or talk
Do
about it a
it.
little bit. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely send it to me. I'll link it in the video.
cool.
Um, And then only other thing to promote, Laugh and Run show, February 12th, Castle Island Brewing. We're doing the what do we call it? What are we calling it? The Love Run? What are we calling it?
Should we call it? I don't know. We could do laugh and run, Cupid shuffle. I'm trying to think. You
Yeah, I
try.
don't know. Well, the idea is cool. We'll come up with a cool name.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. Gonna be a fun show. And then if you want to go, I'll link the RSVP. Like I said, I think there's like 20 seats left, but hopefully it fills up and it's a good time. So all right. Well, thank you so much for joining.
Yeah.